how do you work through anger? Because anger feels powerful, and anger even feels good sometimes and feels justified, but it always pushes people away. It leaves scars, it leaves wounds. And we do and say things that we regret when we're angry. And we do and say things that we don't mean when we're angry. Or we mean them when we're angry and we calm down and we realize that we didn't mean them. Or we realize, yeah, no, that's the gist of what I wanted to say, but how I said it was hurtful. So how do we work through anger? First of all, recognize your body signs of arousal. What that means is that when you get angry, your heart beats fast, your breathing accelerates, your muscles tense up. Some people grind their teeth. I feel a tightness in my chest. What happens to you physically when you're angry? Because these things are your body's warning signs telling you, hey, you should stop and calm down. Even if you're justified in what you're angry about, even if you're right, you still need to calm down because handling it in this headspace isn't going to help anybody. The second thing is to stop and calm down. How do you do that? Well, there's two ways, relaxation and catharsis. Relaxation is self-soothing, right? It's a bubble bath. It's listening to soft music. It's meditation. It's letting all of the anger just melt out of your body. Catharsis, on the other hand, is releasing or channeling the anger in a way that doesn't hurt anybody. It could be hitting a punching bag. It could be screaming into a pillow. It could be lifting weights. It could be listening to heavy metal or playing a video game where you kill zombies. I don't know what it is, but where you release the anger in a way that doesn't hurt anybody. Once you are in a self-soothed place, either through relaxation or catharsis, identify what you're really feeling. All anger is actually a vulnerable emotion in disguise. Every time you're angry, you're actually hurt, or you're scared, or you're embarrassed, or you're overwhelmed. Once you've identified that vulnerable emotion, once you identify what you're really feeling, put yourself in the other person's shoes. I'm thinking right now, my son and I had an argument last night. It's now the next day, and only now am I calm enough to see things from his perspective and to understand why his behavior made sense to him. And that is key. Everyone's behavior makes sense to them. And so understanding where the other person's coming from isn't the same thing as justifying the behavior or pretending that it didn't hurt you. But it is saying that you're not the bad guy. It is saying that you are human. It is saying, I'm not going to be mad at you and I'm going to forgive you. And once you do all these things, then you can have this conversation with the person. Or you can just do it in your head and let things go. But oftentimes, especially if you've said or done something hurtful, apologies are needed. Expressing the vulnerable emotion draws the other person near. Saying I'm scared or I'm hurt or I'm embarrassed, people want to comfort you. People want to be there for you. People want to make things right for you. When you're approaching the other person, don't say, I know how you feel or I know where you're coming from, because you don't. Everyone's experience is different. But you could say, if it were me, I imagine that I'd feel overwhelmed. Is that what you're going through? Or I want to understand where you're coming from. Can you share that with me, please? Express a positive need. A positive need is basically saying, I want you to be the hero of my story and here's how you can do it. If you could do this, then it would help me to feel respected. If you would remember to do this, I would really feel loved. Instead of you never do this, or you always fail to do that, or you're such a slob, or you're such a jerk, or things like that. When you're feeling anger, ask yourself why it's there. Is it your brain or your body telling you that you need to be assertive, or is the rage unnecessary? Is the anger telling you, I need to draw a boundary? Or is it saying, hey, you need to practice compassion and just let go of this anger? You need to understand what it's doing there. What purpose is it serving? What is your brain trying to tell you? So this has been How to Work Through Anger. Thank you for joining me as we learn more about our emotions and how to manage them. I'll see you next time.